thing I have noticed, so for example, there are two kids coming to me and they live in same home, siblings, and they both have very unique personalities. So I'm sure the parents are giving them same atmosphere because I mean, they will have some individual exposure as well in terms of their classrooms and peer groups, but still for these little kids, more or less, they spend majority of the time with the family, but they have very different personalities. So should we believe that they come with their own blueprint, their own personalities, because parents are giving them same environment? Then why it is that one kid lacks so much focus and other is very attentive?
No, exactly. And we'll see the cases even in twins, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's always that example. So in Ayurveda, right, there's a concept of understanding your Prakriti, or your, we call it your constitution. Your blueprint, yes, it is genetic to some capacity, but it also is developed on, you know, where you were born and so many factors. So we know we're all unique. There's no one other you or me, right? We know we're unique and each kid is unique. But Ayurveda has a system of understanding or making sense out of those patterns and understanding what is the dominant dosha type. Okay, so most of us have heard, if you're into Ayurveda, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These are the three doshas that that determine not just how our body is, but also you know, even the way we think and we behave. Our tendencies also follow these patterns. Okay? So you've heard of the 5 elements which exist in nature, right? So Ayurveda understands that, you know, the macrocosm is built up of these 5 elements. Right? This is not something that invented. You know, the sages, you know, the wise people kind of just saw that in the universe, right? Then they translated that into, you know, texts and you know, ways that we could understand and imbibe that, right, through the ancient texts, and made sense out of that. And how does that manifest in people? How does it manifest in nature, even in animals, right? So when we understand that we're a combination of the doshas, typically we'll have a dominant dosha. You might be more of a Vata, you might be a Pitta, you might be Kapha, or you can be a combination of those doshas. And that's usually something that you're born with. So that is called your Prakriti. Now, when a parent can understand the Prakriti of their kid, they will see that each kid is going to be a different mixture of doshas, different tendencies, not just a personality, even the way they digest food, even the way that they sleep. Those are behaviors as a parent that you can see even before they can speak. So those tendencies are already, you know, in the works. So now when Ayurveda understands, okay, this is your Prakriti, we're not saying that, oh, a Vata is good and or Pitta is bad. It's not a judgment. It's just a quality. It can work in your advantage, or it can be the dominant thing that can go out of balance. So typically with kids, if we understand their dosha type, and this is what I do all the time, even with my own kids, it gives me so much more understanding of why they're behaving in certain ways. What are the tipping points for them, right? Some kids, they don't do well being out in the sun and a lot of intense competitive activity, right? They get too kind of intense and wired up, right? Some kids don't do well with doing too many activities in the day and too much stimulation and push. And there's some kids, they need to be pushed. Let's get up, let's go. Like, do we need to push them with their homework? Or do we need to just allow them and give them some, like, it's okay, you didn't win today, like, take it easy. So the approach that you need with your child is going to be different based on what they need to hear. And that's where, if you understand, now you're not just struggling with, okay, do I need to put them in more activities? Do I need to get them up earlier? Do I need to push them? Do I need to let them do things on their own? This gives more clarity on how to navigate raising them.